Bombshell email from the Lucy. This is a UK thing. This nurse was arrested for babies, I think it was. She was supposed to have killed a lot of babies, but I have a problem with this. Yes, she was found guilty. Our courts are not always right. But a doctor says that the claims that she was caught red-handed was a lie. An email. Now they're saying the hospital is saying it was true. The doctor that's supposed to said it was true sent an email saying it was false. But the neonatal unit was having as many deaths when she wasn't there as when she was there. So they're trying to say, oh, well, maybe she did something a few days before she left. Or was it just bad medical care? Because for months after she left, the numbers was not as high, but maybe that was because it was still high, but not as high, because maybe the people in them units was taking more care. So that is my problem. The statistics and the numbers don't actually show it was probably more down to the hospital than it was to one nurse, but they needed something to blame. So I think it does need looking into again. Yes, she did say that she killed them babies, blah, 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 because they were saying to her, you didn't do this, you didn't do that. I know people that have had miscarriages and they blame themselves for the death of the baby, saying they killed the baby, when it was nothing to do with them. I know people that work in, I can't remember what they're called now. It's like end of life care, but they're care homes, but they're for end of life. And they blame themselves sometimes when patients die. And you think, it's not your fault. And you say to them, it's not your fault. They're in there for a reason because they're at end of life anyway. But they go, oh, but if I would have gone in there 5 minutes earlier instead of helping a different patient or cleaning up a different patient, if I would have gone in there when I could, when I should have, maybe I would have been able to resuscitate them. Maybe I would have been able to look after them. And it's so sad because they're at their end of life anyway. But some of the nurses and that are great, and the carers in any industry. And they're like, but I blame myself because I could have been in there with her when they died and held their hand and stuff. And it's so sad because some of them don't see their families at all. Because some families are horrible. They don't care about their loved ones. And this is what I think a lot of this is. But I hope that it wasn't a miscarriage of justice and they just pushed it on this poor nurse. Because it's easier to do. Which, with a lot of hospitals, I'm sorry, but they are, because they don't want... Do you know what's even worse? Why they do it? Because they don't want to spend the money out. When families start pressing charges and that, and take legal action against them, they would throw a nurse under the bus rather than the consequences.